Millions of kids struggle with learning, processing, and social emotional difficulties. These challenges interfere with their ability to reach their full potential. Dr. Karen Wilson is here to help. Her extensive background in pediatric neuropsychology and higher education have prepared her for this unique mission. Listen as she delivers content to inform, educate, and empower parents and educators. This will enable you to identify challenges that kids face and get them on the road to achieving their full potential. This is Diverse Thinking, Different Learning by ChildNEXUS.
Welcome back to the Diverse Thinking, Different Learning podcast, the first episode of 2022. Many would agree that 2021, like 2020, brought its challenges that included struggle, loss of loved ones, including caregivers, and isolation. For many, this has led to depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress. In the United States, the Surgeon General recently stated, every child's path to adulthood, reaching developmental and emotional milestones, learning healthy social skills, and dealing with problems is different and difficult. Many face added challenges along the way, often beyond their control. There's no map, and the road is never straight. But the challenges today's generation of young people face are unprecedented and uniquely hard to navigate. And the effect these challenges have on their mental health is devastating. So, in the midst of all of this, I want to talk today about the lessons learned from 2021 and 2020 and the silver linings. Like Dickens said, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. So this will be a brief episode on how we can apply lessons learned over the last year to improve outcomes not only for kids who think and learn differently, but for all students. I want to start with remote learning. Many students with learning challenges that impact attention and students with anxiety learned more with online learning platforms. And we learned that many students excel when they can have part of their instruction delivered remotely because it allows them to focus. Researchers have found that many students who have trouble grasping lessons the first time benefit from the ability to go over it again via video recording or with a homework helper or educational therapist. We have also learned that studies have found increased flexibility when students can learn at their own pace resulted in improved learning outcomes. So what we have learned is that continuing to incorporate technology into learning experience will help a number of students. Digital tools can be used to supplement classroom learning and enhance the way kids learn, but the content needs to be interactive and personalized. Because when kids are motivated, learning increases, and those students experience more academic success. So we also need to move beyond the academic goals. We need to broaden our goals. That is another thing that we've learned over the past year. So when we think about supporting students who think and learn differently, it's not enough to help them become better readers, focus for longer periods, be more organized, or improve their math skills. We have to promote psychological well-being and a healthy life. That means making sure students get regular exercise, adequate sleep, and that we limit media use. We have a number of podcast episodes on those subjects, and I'll make sure to link to them in the show notes, just in case you missed it. We also have to make sure that students are spending time around others in real life. Peer relationships are essential for kids' well-being. We know that interacting with others improves mental health. And while there's been a focus on catching up in school, many need to catch up socially, and they need parent and educator support in doing so. We have to make sure that we make time for leisure activities. Kids need to be given time to develop their talents, not just to strengthen areas of weakness. A silver lining during the pandemic has also been an increase in understanding of the importance of mental health. We need to continue to talk about and prioritize the mental health of our young people and increase access to psychological support. Again, a silver lining during this pandemic is realizing that seeing a therapist is a lot less time-consuming and easier to fit into a child's schedule when they can receive the services via telehealth. We also know that we can really expand mental health services. Of course, it's important to have our young people work with a mental health professional when needed, and that can be in individual therapy, family therapy, or group therapy. But taking care of mental health can also include yoga, mindfulness and meditation practices, interactions with faith communities, and again, interaction with other people. Another lesson learned, gratitude. Expressing gratitude, showing gratitude. One of our podcast guests, Dr. Nicole Tétrault, has said, be thankful. It's good for your brain, body, health, and for everyone around you. She highlights that studies have shown that practicing gratitude releases positive neurochemicals like dopamine that engages the reward system in the brain. Engaging in gratitude reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety and improves physical health. Gratitude also helps to build positive relationships with others, and people with more gratitude have more positive social and family relationships. Those are definitely things we want to take into 2022. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about what I've seen over the past year and what I've received over the past year, and that is empathy. People have shown and exhibited a great deal of empathy towards each other during these challenging times. And scientists have shown us that practicing empathy can build our positive skills. An article that was published in the American Psychological Association talks about the fact that we could all be more kind, cooperative, and tolerant toward others. One researcher actually found that empathy can help people adopt more positive attitudes and helping behavior towards stigmatized groups, including individuals with disabilities and including individuals who think and learn differently. The good news is that empathy can be taught and cultivated. So if it doesn't come naturally, there are definitely things we can do to build our empathy skills. And that begins with imagining another person's perspective, reading their emotions and understanding them as opposed to putting yourself in someone else's shoes and finding similarities instead of focusing on differences. In 2022, we have an opportunity. We have adapted to big disruptions over the past 2 years, and my hope is that we can learn from our experiences. We have learned that students learn better without stress, so we can support them in a number of different ways. We have an opportunity to re-envision what school and life looks like, and we will need an interdisciplinary approach to helping ensure that all kids can thrive. That will require assessments and interventions that are accessible and effective. We will need healthy parental involvement in kids' education, which will improve student success. At the beginning of the pandemic, parents had a front row seat to their kids' learning and behavior. This provided unique insight into their kids' needs, how their children learn, and how to partner with schools to enhance their child's academic and social experiences. I hope that in 2022, we settle into a post-pandemic world, one that is a little closer to normal. We will do our part to continue to expand the resources on the ChildNEXUS website and expand our provider search so that more parents and educators can connect with more allied professionals, not only in Southern California, but across the U.S. and eventually other places across the globe. Thanks so much for listening, and I look forward to bringing you important and informative conversations in the new year. See you next week.
Thanks for listening to Diverse Thinking, Different Learning by ChildNEXUS. For more resources, visit us online at childnexus.com.